Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniel, and I help Spanish speakers learn English, improve their comprehension of English, and also help them express their ideas better so they can have a conversation, travel around the world, or get a better job. Today, we're going to dive into the fifth essential step to learn English. But before we do that, I would like to invite you to follow us on Instagram, where I will be sharing more content in addition to the ideas I share in these videos for you to learn English. So don't hesitate, go and follow us on Instagram. Okay, let's dive into the fifth essential step to learn English. This fifth essential step is key: learn in context. I think I've said it several times in my videos, but it's very important that you learn English through context. Never learn English, never learn vocabulary isolated from its context. You always need the context to help your brain understand the language better. Your brain is a fabulous machine that is going to help you understand English a lot better. The best way to help your brain understand English and learn English is keeping the language within its context. Very, very important. Don't forget that. So, next time that your teacher gives you a list of words to learn, ask him or her to give you the context to learn them. I remember when I was a teacher a few years ago, I was teaching English to several employees at a company, and it was part of my obligation as a teacher to give my students a list of words, a list of verbs that they had to learn. However, as part of my obligation as a teacher, I also complemented that list with a specific context that my students could use to learn the language a lot better. Always learn the language in context. Don't learn it in an isolated way. The same thing happens with, for example, specific tenses. If you want to learn past participle, for example, for past participle, learning in context is key. You can't learn simply the formula of past participle and then forget about it. No, if you understand the language in context, is going to be easier for you to understand past participle. Don't worry about the formulas. Just learn the context, understand the context, and everything is going to be easier. Context is very, very powerful. So I suggest that you always learn the language in context. Another big headache for my students, for example, is the irregular verbs in English. If you need to learn the irregular verbs in English, don't use a list of words. Use context. So read a text that it's only in past, for example. Read a text that only uses past participle, or read a text that is written in present perfect, for example. So you can learn those irregular verbs, but learn them in context. I suggest that if you want to improve your English, if you want to go one step further every day with your English, the best way to do it is to absorb content, either video, audio, text, conversations, TV, series, movies, etc. That's going to help your brain understand English and learn it in a natural way. instead of learning lists. And don't forget, it's also very important to repeat those materials that you have already studied for you to remember what you learned. And I understand a lot of students took a class with me or with another teacher, and 3 weeks later, they didn't remember what was taught in that class. And it's perfectly normal. It's not something negative because our brain also forgets. It's natural for our brain to forget. So, the best way to help your brain is to simply repeat the context, repeat the text, repeat the video, the series, the movie. Something that helped you learn vocabulary, expressions, conjugations, repeat it, and your brain will naturally remember what you have already studied. So, in general, you only have to study material once, and then once you repeat it, it's simply a way for you to refresh your memory. But remember, the fifth and essential step to learn English is to learn English in context. If you want to take your English from basic to intermediate through context, through interesting material, dialogues, articles, and different pieces of content, don't hesitate to apply for my course, Right to B1, in which I will help you get from a basic level of English to an intermediate level. But also, I'm going to help you express your ideas better, have a conversation, and continue in your learning process to get to an advanced level in the most efficient way possible. In the description below, you will be able to find the link to apply to this course. After you apply, I will have a conversation one on one with you to understand your learning needs a lot better. And if your needs as a student and my course align, you can start the course. If not, not a problem. I can give you suggestions for you to continue in your learning process. Also, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. Share this video with people that are learning English with lists. Maybe that will help them improve their English a lot faster. Thank you all for watching, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye.